Now, let's talk about the never-ending downfall of Young Thug, a crash so messy that pulling Kendrick Lamar into it might have been the biggest mistake of his career. Thugger just dropped his so-called response to all the backlash, and it only made things 10 times worse. We're talking about the leaked phone call where he dissed Kendrick, Baby Keem, and basically everything Kendrick stands for. The timing couldn't have been more disastrous. If you thought the chaos around him couldn't sink lower, think again. Every time fans smash that like button, it's like another piece of hip-hop's so-called legends, Drake, Jeffrey, Lil Baby, starts crumbling right before our eyes. The empire of cool is falling apart brick by brick, and now Young Thug is right at the center of the collapse. And just like some of his closest allies who've been dragged through the mud lately, Thug is getting roasted left and right, and honestly, he deserves it. Instead of damage control, he delivered one of the weakest, most embarrassing responses we've seen in a long time. No strategy, no effort, no cleanup crew. It's clear this man doesn't have a single PR lifeline left. He's out here fumbling every chance to recover, proving once again that without the right team in his corner, he's just digging a deeper hole for himself every single day. The only person calling the shots on Young Thug's legacy right now is Thug himself, and is driving it straight into the ground in a way we've never seen before. This isn't just a mistake here or there, this is full-blown crash-out mode. Every time he jumps online and hits post, he chips away at everything he built, turning his career into a cautionary tale in real time. And the wildest part, he's moving exactly like his so-called best friend Drake, and even like his ex-buddy, the one who gave us Graduation. Both of them showed us how to torch their own reputations with nothing more than a phone in their hand. And now Young Thug is proving he's learned nothing from watching their downfalls. Think about it. This man openly disrespected Kendrick Lamar while secretly begging him for a feature at the same time. That's not just messy, that's straight hypocrisy. And to make it worse, he dragged Baby Keem into it too, just to show how reckless he really is. Instead of taking accountability and cleaning up the damage, Thugger doubled down, copying straight from Drake's 2025 crash and burn playbook. Call it the new Drake stimulus package, but instead of money, it pays out in pure embarrassment. Or you know what, Young Thug could have at least given his words some real weight, maybe even put together a half-intelligent thought to explain himself. But nope, these dudes are moving like actors in 2025, cosplaying as rappers, and it shows. Instead of owning up, they pull out the same tired playbook, talk loud, say nothing, and pray people are too distracted to notice the nonsense. That's not strategy, that's desperation. And here's where it gets even uglier. When Thugger decided to crawl back onto social media, he didn't make noise with music, which is the only card he actually has left. Fans everywhere are saying the same thing, drop a track, drop an album, something. But nah, he dodged that lane completely. A surprise release could have shifted the narrative, even if just for a minute. But he didn't even try. Why? Because without the safety net of streaming farms, ghostwriters, corporate teams, Drake features, and those infamous bot streams boosting the numbers, he knows the music wouldn't hold up. So instead, he doubled down on the fakest move possible, acting clueless online and hoping that pretending not to care would cover up the fact that his empire is slipping through his fingers. And now, speaking of Drake, Young Thug is clearly reading straight out of the Drake Crash Out handbook word for word. We've officially hit the stage of the downfall where the response isn't music, it isn't accountability, it's corny little quote posts slapped together with bad editing. And what was Thugger's big move? His official response to the Kendrick Lamar leak was reposting a quote from none other than Denzel Washington saying, "Who cares?" when asked about being cancelled or losing public support. That's it. That's what he thought would save him. But here's the thing, Denzel Washington is one of the most respected actors alive, a man who actually respects his craft, respects his peers, and built his reputation on discipline and excellence. And Young Thug trying to hide behind Denzel's words is almost laughable because it couldn't be further from what we just saw him do. This is the same guy who clowned Kendrick by saying he only makes music for rap fans and not for real people. The same guy who basically treated hip-hop culture like it's some disposable afterthought, like it doesn't matter, like it's something beneath him. And after doing something so disrespectful, so reckless, and so damaging to his standing in the culture that defines how he's perceived, he really thinks he can just duck behind Denzel's wisdom like a shield. And let's be real, Denzel's energy is closer to Kendrick Lamar than it will ever be to Young Thug. They both stand on respect, artistry, and principles. Meanwhile, Thug is out here fumbling with every move, trying to borrow credibility from a legend he'll never measure up to. And honestly, even if we don't take it all the way to the extreme, this whole thing still collapses under its own weight. Because what we're watching from young Thug, just like Drake, is the worst trait you can have when you're under fire. Instead of facing the heat like a grown man or even going silent to regroup and process everything behind closed doors, Thugger does the complete opposite. He refuses to take accountability and chooses the most embarrassing route possible: deny, deny, deny. Let's break down exactly what that looks like. In this Kendrick mess, young Thug has now doubled down on saying Kendrick doesn't care about the culture or the art form. He doubled down on disrespecting Baby Keem, calling him trash. He doubled down on pushing the idea that Drake is bigger than Kendrick. And he even doubled down on one of the dumbest takes of all, that Kendrick isn't a real rapper because, in Thug's words, he isn't cool and doesn't chase features with industry names like Moneybagg Yo, Lil Durk, or Lil Baby. Like really, that's the hill he wants to die on? If this is the ground young Thug wants to stand on, fine. He can keep that energy. But let's not pretend it isn't self-destructive. No matter how many unbothered selfies he posts or how many staged chill pictures he tries to flex online, everybody knows the truth. Behind the scenes, he's rattled. He's facing the harshest backlash of his career, and instead of damage control, he's showing the world he'd rather crash out completely than admit he was wrong, putting himself right in Drake's lane of denial and downfall. This is where the fall-off gets massive, and I don't think young Thug even realizes the size of the hole he's digging. If Drake, with all his power, all his hits, and all his industry backing, couldn't outlast Kendrick Lamar after being exposed, what makes Thugger think he's going to do any better? Drake tried doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down, and every time it only made the collapse uglier. Young Thug is marching straight into the same trap. Right now, the only lifeline left for Thug's career is that there isn't some secret audio of him trashing Future or Metro Boomin, because if those leaks ever surface, it's game over. Sign it, seal it, deliver it, career done. And even without that, the damage is already deep. Kendrick Lamar and the entire rap culture were disrespected in a way that can't just be swept under the rug. And millions of people are going to remember Thug's words forever, especially that ridiculous claim that Kendrick only makes music for a weird subsection and not for real people. Do you realize how insulting that is? That's basically spitting on the very foundation of the culture that gave him a career. It's the same kind of energy DJ Khaled showed when he got salty that Tyler, the Creator, outsold him, whining about real music versus his formulaic clout chasing. The difference? Tyler's art held up and Khaled looked bitter. And now Thugger is walking that exact same path, except worse, because he's aiming his disrespect directly at one of the most respected artists in the game. And the saddest part? Young Thug just couldn't wrap his head around it. What came out in that leaked audio exposed the raw, ugly truth, how he and his circle really feel about the very fuel that keeps hip-hop alive. He basically admitted he doesn't value the culture that built him, the same culture that gave him a stage and defended him when his lyrics were dragged into courtrooms. And just like Khaled, who never bounced back after downplaying real artistry, Thugger might have sealed his own fate right here. Think about it. The pioneers, the heavyweights, the ones who carried the genre through decades of hate and pressure, all stood up for him when things got tough. And how does he repay that? By showing he doesn't care about them, the culture, or what this art form really represents. That's not just reckless, that's betrayal. And let's be real, if Drake, one of the most commercially successful artists of all time, could get pushed to the edge of hip-hop culture for his moves, then young Thug is headed right for the same exit door. The difference is, Thugger seems almost eager to join him. Jeffrey has now revealed himself as nothing more than another performative grifter, desperate to sit at the top of the rap ladder without respecting the foundation that got him there. And with Kendrick refusing to give him a drop, Thug's meltdown is only accelerating. Every response he makes just digs the hole deeper, proving this downfall isn't slowing down anytime soon. Well, just like Kendrick's longtime collaborator and producer Terrace Martin said today, he's sipping spring water and calmly watching this whole circus burn out forever. And honestly, that's the perfect way to describe it, because if Young Thug keeps responding as badly as Drake did during his downfall, and let's be real, it's already looking that way, then watching this collapse unfold is going to be the easiest show the culture has ever seen. What's becoming clearer by the day is this: Thugger's fall-off isn't just about him, it's about a bigger reset happening in hip-hop. If Kendrick and Drake already kicked off this new era with their clash, then Thug's implosion is cementing it, and it's setting things in motion that we've never seen before in rap history. Look at the silence right now from all the rappers who once stood beside him and Drake. They don't know how to move because deep down they know their time is coming too. They see the lies unraveling. They see the fake industry tricks being exposed, and they know the audience is fed up with the grifters pretending to be leaders of the culture. And Kendrick already gave the warning years ago on Mortal Man and again on Mural. Laugh at whatever you want right now, but eventually the truth comes knocking. And when it does, no staged post, no fake cool picture, and no industry shield can save you. And here's where it all lands: the silence from the culture says it all. Nobody's rushing to defend Young Thug, not his peers, not his so-called brothers, not even the rappers who once swore loyalty to him. That silence isn't an accident. It's a message. The game has already turned its back, and Thugger is standing out there alone, watching his empire crumble while pretending he's unbothered. What we're seeing is the rap community drawing the line. Kendrick didn't even have to drop another bar. His respect speaks louder than Thug's denial ever could. The culture is reminding everybody that hip-hop doesn't bend for clout chasers. And once you lose that respect, there's no buying it back, no PR stunt that can fix it. For Young Thug, this isn't just a bad week or a messy headline. This is legacy damage, permanent, unforgettable, and tied to his name forever. And the scariest part? Every move he's making right now is digging the grave deeper. The silence from his peers, the laughs from fans, and the calm confidence of Kendrick's camp all prove one thing: the fall-off isn't coming, it's already here. All of you are on trial right now because every dog has its day, and Young Thug's is here in front of the entire rap world. His response wasn't just weak, it was embarrassing. And now everybody's asking the same thing: what does this mean for him as the culture is shaking up right in front of our eyes? Is this the final nail in his legacy? Or can he somehow crawl out of the hole he dug for himself? I want to know what you think. Was this the worst response Young Thug could have given? And do you believe this is the exact moment we'll look back on as the start of one of the biggest downfalls in modern hip-hop history? Because from the way it looks, Thugger's name might forever be tied to this meltdown, the leaks, the disrespect, and the culture turning its back on him. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure to drop a like, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who's been following the chaos. It helps me out a ton, and I'll see you on the next.